It's all gone. Everything is gone. The pool, the brewery, the bar. Amina's house is effed. This one is no better. Everyone's alive. That's what matters. Everyone's alive. Oh, God.
Personally, I am not religious, but if I were, I'd say this looks a whole lot like one of those biblical messages where God decides he's had enough of y'all's bullshit. On Independence Day, no less, in Trump land, on the Bible Belt, the fake Christian capital of the world. I see you, Kirk County, 76% of y'all went for Trump, and now you're flooded, drowned, unfortunately, and washed away. Tragically, but also ironically, Camp Mystic, where a lot of those children were victims, is a Christian summer camp for girls. But if you read your Bible, you know that God loves a good flood when his people disobey. And he's got a long track record of snatching children's lives when he's trying to prove a point. So maybe MAGA is right. Maybe this isn't climate change at all. Maybe it's a good old-fashioned divine lashing. Maybe this is what happens when you worship false prophets like Trump. Maybe this is what happens when you follow actual false prophets in mega churches, lying in God's name while they line their pockets. It just really seems like God is pissed off about something.
Oh, good morning, Texas. It is now July 5th. Have you even heard from your president? Has he even made an announcement on social media? God knows he's on there all goddamn day, all goddamn night, and he hasn't said a word. He cuts all of the funding to the things that are going to keep people safe. Keep people safe, because he doesn't believe in climate change. Well, all of you don't believe in climate change for some strange reason, but that's another topic. But you haven't even heard a damn word out of the alleged president's mouth about all of the flooding that's taking place. All of the people in Texas who have died because of this flood. How many people are still missing? All of the property damage. But nope, not a tweet for you guys. None. That's because the alleged president doesn't care about you. Donald Trump doesn't care about the citizens of this country. He only cares about himself, his family, and his little billionaire buddies, and how they can line their pockets, cutting everything in this country that citizens need to survive. The Weather Service, NOAA, all of these things, FEMA. Who's going to help you rebuild? Who? The damn man hasn't even acknowledged you. Hasn't even acknowledged you. But yeah, happy 4th to you, right? Happy 4th of July. You gotta be kidding me. And you people fall for his bullshit. Line after line and time after fucking time. The man does not care about this country. He only cares about the billionaires. He only cares about how anything benefits him. The rest of us and the rest of this goddamn country, we are disposable. Anyway, it's just another friggin' day in Trump's America. Like, share, follow for more. This is Grim with Get the Rant, and I'll see you all in the next video.
We have some really terrible news right now. Camp Mystic, the summer camp in Texas impacted by the devastating floods, has confirmed that at least 27 of the young girls and counselors at the camp have tragically passed away as a result of the floods. A number of them still remain missing as of this post. At least 81 people across the state of Texas, according to the New York Times, have passed away as a result of the devastating flooding. Local officials and federal officials continue to work to try to help with recovery efforts. And a top Travis County official in Texas is saying that both FEMA and the National Weather Service are absolutely critical, saying, quote, "Our emergency apparatus in Travis County and in the state of Texas, frankly, would not work without the assistance of FEMA and the National Weather Service." This is according to Judge Andy Brown. Please keep everyone in Texas impacted by the floods in your prayers, as I will as well. Spread the word and follow along, stay up to date on all the news that you need to know about. I'll have more to come very soon.
This came at night when people were asleep in bed. Please pray for our community. Thanks.
We didn't know this flood was coming. Rest assured, no one knew this kind of flood was coming. We have floods all the time. This is the most dangerous river valley in the United States.
I agree.
And we deal with floods on a regular basis. When it rains, we get water. We had no reason to believe that this was going to be anything like what's happened here. None whatsoever.
Texas said they wanted freedom, independence, jobs, a stronger economy, and they voted for it. Both promises, loud leaders, big dreams, but now floods, power outages, lost homes, no jobs. So I gotta ask, was it worth it? Let's talk.
So there was a horrible flood in Texas. Dozens of people are missing and feared dead. Flood damage is in the millions, maybe billions of fucking dollars. Whole families just washed out. But before anybody in the state of Texas tries to blame any of this on anything other than the inability of the government, both the state and the federal, to do anything other than slash taxes and shit, stop. Stop. Cost cutting cost lives. I'm sorry, but it's true. Trying to do more with less gets people killed. This is a simple mathematical equation. If you cut funding for the National Weather Service, if you cut funding for NOAA and fire people that work at both, people don't know what is going on with the weather. And if you do it just so that you can haul out a massive tax cut, lives will be lost for absolutely nothing. I am saying this as a tax-paying American citizen. You can't be the greatest country on earth. You can't be the richest country on earth and see something like a natural disaster and blame anybody other than the actions of the people in charge. You're so powerful, yet you couldn't predict when a flash flood was going to come. We're so star-spangled awesome, yet we can't take care of something like people in need during a natural disaster. How fucking great could you possibly be? There's a rule on the streets that if you're the only one eating, you are creating the motherfuckers that will rob you. If you eating but nobody else is eating, what you have set up is a group of motherfuckers that will rob you. They are going to rob you. How the fuck are you going to celebrate that your team is winning and you eating and everybody eating, but there are people on that team that are starving, They're not making any money on the streets. And they will be the first motherfuckers to rob you. Same thing here. You cannot call yourself the greatest country on earth if a flash flood happens and because of your need to cut the taxes of every fucking rich person, you do not have the resources, nor do you not even know when something like this is gonna happen. You can't have it both fucking ways. If you are great, then that means shit like what is going on in Texas doesn't happen. Or if it does, you try to save as many lives as possible. Minimum loss of life. And this is a failure, not just of the state government, being ran by old Hot Wheels himself, Greg Abbott, but a failure of the federal government. When planes fall out of the sky, or they collide in midair, and you have fired the head of the Federal Aviation Administration and several air traffic controllers because you think there's waste, fraud, and abuse, you cannot blame that on anything other than your own fucking actions. DEI ain't got shit to do with that. Lives are being lost because of your cost-cutting effect, your ineffective cost-cutting. There's no magical, it's not a magical bullet. It's common fucking sense. Less air traffic controllers and no head of the FAA means mid-air collisions and people die. No one at NOAA, NOAA, or cutting funding for NOAA and cutting funding for the National Weather Service means the populace is unaware of when storms and natural disasters happen and lives are lost. You cannot say that shit. You cannot see that, have that happen, and then say we're the greatest country. No, the rules do not allow that. You can say it, but the loss of life is going to prove you otherwise. And again, this also comes back to voting smartly. An uneducated populace believes words coming out of mouth rather than actions being done. And that uneducated populace, guess who's going to be the first motherfucking ones to get harmed or hurt in mid-air collisions or natural fucking disasters? That same populace. What kind of star-spangled awesomeness can you fucking get out of that? Yeah, we signed a bill. Yeah, and my motherfucking house blew away with a tornado that I didn't even know was coming. Yeah, we got B-12 flyovers, and that's fucking fantastic. But my wife and my kids just drowned in a flash flood I didn't know a fucking thing about. I'm sorry, y'all. This need to feel like we're the most greatest awesome thing ever is bullshit. How you gonna be awesome and that much loss of life based on people not knowing something like that's about to happen? Or cutting funding for the people that would help people in those situations, like FEMA. And why in the fuck would you vote for anyone who would do that? Does self-preservation not come into any of this? Are those slogans so fantastic that you can float on them? Can you grip onto them when your plane is collided with a Black Hawk helicopter and is falling out of the sky? Elections have consequences. Cutting shit has consequences. Underfunding things that people need to know what the weather's going to be like has consequences. It should not take this amount of loss of life for people to learn that. That's all I'm saying.
Right now, many Texans are struggling. The towns are getting hit by extreme weather, crazy heat waves, dangerous storms, and even blackouts. Families are losing homes, some even can't afford basic needs. At the same time, the Texas economy is falling apart for regular folks. Prices are high, small businesses are closing. People are working harder but still can't make it. And here is the twist. A lot of these same people voted for leaders who promised to make Texas better, richer, and stronger. But now they feel left behind. This is so crazy. Let's be honest. We have heard this before. Texas doesn't need the government. We will be energy independent. We will protect jobs. But when the power goes out in a storm, where is the help? When companies leave and jobs disappear, where are the solutions? Texas leaders made big promises, but who are they really helping? Because the rich, they are fine, but the working people, the farmers, the teachers, the small towns families, they are struggling. Let's go a little bit deeper. Texas wants to be different. Their own rules, their own power grid. But guess what? That grid keeps failing when people need it most. In freezing winters and deadly summers, the system crashes. People die. And climate change is real. But some leaders in Texas act like it's fake, and now the weather is proving them wrong. People are asking, why is not our state ready? Why are we always the first to suffer? Well, when you cut public services and ignore experts, this is what happens. This is not politics anymore, it's about people. Imagine a mom trying to keep her baby cool in 110-degree heat with no AC. Imagine an elderly couple stuck without power, without help. Imagine losing your job, then your house, then hearing your leader say the economy is doing great. Oh wow. It hurts, it's unfair, it's real. People feel betrayed, and honestly, I understand them. They trusted big promises, but now they are living in a nightmare. So, what's the reason? Don't vote for hype, don't fall for tough talk. Look at the results, not the speeches. If your power is always out, if your town keeps flooding, if your kids can't get good jobs, then something is wrong. It's time to hold people accountable no matter what party they are from. Texas is strong, the people are strong, but even the strongest folks need leadership that actually works. So if you are in Texas and you are tired of the pain, the heat, the lies, it's okay to say we need better. Because you do. You need better. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the love and support. I really appreciate. May God bless you. Catch you next time. Bye.